NBA
Has that series turned for you? You picked the Cavs, I picked the Bulls. We bet $1 on it.
Yes.
Do you think it's now swung back to? I hate the word momentum. Do you think it's swung back to the Cavs and it's smooth sailing for them from now on?
No, not smooth sailing. And if it has swung back to the Cavs, it's by about this much, and my fingers aren't even separated. As a guy who loves watching the Cavs and who thinks they'll move on and who has bet money with you that they'll move on, I'm very, very worried about it. I mean, LeBron James has got to be Superman every night now because Kyrie Irving is hobbled. There's no Kevin Love. You can't depend on J.R. Smith. Timofey Mozgov has done a pretty nice job for him. Tristan Thompson, sometimes he's there, sometimes he's not. If LeBron doesn't put on that cape, they're not going to win this series. I do like the fact that Cleveland has the home court advantage. 2 out of the last 3 are going to be in Cleveland.
How's that working out for both teams?
I know. Other than that, I'm not wildly optimistic that my bet's going to, come through for me.
Paul Gasol hurting.
Yeah.
That
bad
could
hamstring.
That's your third scorer. That's a guy you need on the court.
Yeah.
Veteran presence, has been in countless playoff games, has won championships. A guy that without him, that kind of evens up the score in terms of injury situations.
Yeah, love Gasol.
And the other point,
if Kyrie Irving can play, I'm feeling a little better. But he's got so many things wrong with him right now.
Well, he's going to play, but it's a matter of to what.
No, I mean if he can play. Yeah.
Okay.
If he can beat Kyrie Irving.
I'm still sticking with the Bulls. I think that team defensively, Cleveland doesn't play good defense. You know that.
Yeah.
And so if the Bulls can just have a good offensive effort, because they're going to play defense except in the final 1.1 second. I still can't figure out why they put that much time back on the clock.
I don't know.
They did that. But I think this series, the other thing about
Derrick Rose is getting to the rim anytime he wants.
You have to remind people in NBA playoffs, and they go, how in the world can the Grizzlies just come out and play so well, and even though they lost the last game to the Warriors? These teams play night after night in the regular season. So one night they're playing Denver, and then the next night they're playing Oklahoma City Thunder, and you don't have time to really intently study the team you're playing. So now in the NBA, and that's what happened to the Nuggets over the years, is they played such a fast-paced basketball, but in the playoffs, teams knew if they could slow them down. And as George Karl told me once, and I was sitting in a strip shopping center, and we were talking, he was on the phone. And he said, the biggest problem we have, meaning the Nuggets, is there's so fewer possessions in a playoff game that you have to concentrate more on each possession.
Yeah, teams find a way to slow you down.
Yeah.
They play better defense. They find a way to slow down running teams in the playoffs.
And so that's what happens in the playoffs is people go, why are these games so close? Because these teams have studied the other teams so closely that they know. I have covered games in the past, in the distant past, where a player on the other team say to the player who's like a small forward, you need to be over here on this play. Because they knew the plays as well as the team running them. So when Larry Brown would say 4 down, which was an old Auburn shuffle kind of play where you switched the guards inside and took the forwards outside, the other teams knew exactly what they were going to do on every one of those plays.
After a game or two in a series, you've got a great feel for what the other team is trying to do to you. And that's why the games are so close. It's just a matter of who executes better on a night-in, night-out basis. And really, both the last 2 games, it came down to who executed the last play better.
Would you say luck when people are not calling backboard, not calling glass?
Yeah, but they are superstars that are making those plays. So I don't know how much is luck and how much is just the guy is great.
Trust me, when you're shooting from 35 feet and it goes off the backboard, that is not skill. But
he made a great play getting loose.
Sure,
so he can get into a position to shoot the ball.
I don't deny that, but there's so much luck involved when you have that close a situation between the two teams. That's the story of that. So
that segment sponsored by the Blake Street Tavern. 3 bars under one roof, 18,000 square feet. And I'm sure they're going to have the Cavs and Bulls on a number of those 60 HD TVs. Go to Blake Street Tavern. They've got the best sports bar food in town. We hang out there quite often. We have meetings there. They've got big rooms. You can hold your business meetings there, your fantasy league drafts, whatever. It's Blake Street Tavern. It's just a couple blocks north of Coors Field, and it has been named Denver's best sports bar 3 years in a row by Westward.
We appreciate all.